And we're live!
Food Court, the movie podcast and Twitch stream where Sean
and Michael
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit.
Mm-hmm.
We are the law.
We are.
Michael.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Michael. How are you, friend?
I'm doing great. I'm rocking and rolling. Right?
Tell me more.
Okay, right next to me, my sister has created a winter wonderland. Christmas has landed.
Already?
Already. It's amazing.
If you're listening, it is now November 11th.
Oh, wow. Is that already
as we record
11th?
this?
Wow.
If you're not listening and you're watching right now, it's November 11th. If you
Yeah.
didn't know what day it is.
Yeah.
But if it's like maybe April 2021 and you already have the vaccine,
Yeah.
and you're like, why do they seem so fucking weird? It's because we're still back in the past where it's just so scary right now.
There are no movie theaters. How terrifying.
There are no movie theaters. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. It's so bad.
At the thought.
I used to have a bad day. I would just have like you know how you have bad days now, and there's nothing you can do to help. There's nowhere to go. There's no way to remedy that.
At all.
Well, I used to have a bad day, and I would just go. And sometimes if I was feeling really wild, I would get a snack, but usually I wouldn't. And I would go into the theater.
Yes.
And sit like not quite too close, but just like maybe one row a little bit closer than I thought I should, just so it's really big. And I would just watch a movie.
True.
And sometimes it would be a shitty movie.
Yeah.
But I would have a great time.
Yes.
I was looking at like this old Instagram brings you old videos. We know this.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you would ever repost them, but sometimes I repost it and then go to it to look at it and then quickly delete it because it's embarrassing to repost things. But I had one that was Jigsaw. I went to see the fucking ninth Saw movie.
You Jigsaw.
And I was like, yes, I Jigsaw. Jagsaw? What is the past
Jag.
tense? I Jagsaw.
Jigged.
Jigged. We're getting into rough territory there. I saw Jigsaw, and it's stupid. It is just genuinely a bad movie, but it just had a good. It was just like people are stuck on chains, and then there's buzzsaws and shit, and it's like, I'm so glad I saw this. And then I left the theater, and I felt great.
I don't blame you. I wish I had seen a movie where people are stuck on chains. We need more of this.
There are movies like that, but they're usually less fun.
Yeah.
Usually less silly.
I guess I didn't think of it. Chains have a lot of history, you know.
Where?
All up in my ass.
In America. And in other places. I mean, we can't claim chains. It's not like we're the only people who are chaining people up.
No.
Hey, if you're listening, I don't know what other countries actually use chains. It probably was just us.
Let us know in the comments. Leave a review if you have chains readily available.
Yes.
And what their historical context is for you personally.
Not S&M.
Yeah.
No, we will not accept S&M chains, but like any kind of non-S&M, just like pure torture and or like holding a person down. That kind of thing. That's the kind of chains that we need.
Do we count like a black snake moan type of situation? Okay.
Of course.
Wow. Oh, Chad Ryden says he uses chains to tow vehicles.
Wow.
I had never thought to use them like that.
That's much less subjugation of an entire race related than I expected most chain related comments to be.
But oddly, doesn't it upsets me more, I find.
Because he's using, hey, those are our chains.
Yeah.
We use those to subjugate an entire race. Thank you, Chad. And just JK, if you're listening and you're like, hey, is Sean in fact an owner of slaves? I am not.
Never, not once.
And even if I had the opportunity to, I'd be like, no thanks.
I think I would too. I don't think I would like that feeling.
It seems lame to me.
Yeah, very lame.
I mean, even past like being evil, it seems like a whole lot of work.
Yeah, you gotta manage all that. Ugh.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Hey, guys.
Oh my god.
Buck up. That's what I would say all the time. And they'd be like,
buck up.
We are not gonna buck up. We're not in a good mood. And I'd be like, yeah, I guess I see why you aren't. That's a really good point.
I would just be like, actually, let's just like hang out. Let's just like we can all kind of work together, have fun. We don't need all this. I'm the master.
So you have turned slavery into like a commune.
Yeah, just hanging out.
It's just like, hey guys, listen. I know that initially this was like a weird thing.
Yeah,
very bad. I would say very bad. But now we can all hang out. I'm gonna open up the house. Yes. We can even build additions so that we all have room. We have a nice, I don't know, beds. We all like beds.
I love beds.
It's nice to sleep in a bed. We can. I'm going to go out and work on the fields. And here's the thing: we don't need just cotton. Cotton fields is like, okay, that's good. You can sell that, but we also need stuff that we can subsist on. We need corn. We need wheat. We need other stuff to make our own food.
Who likes sweet potatoes? Okay, you're in charge of sweet potatoes.
Okay.
I see. This would be great. This is all I want. Is to be a white slave owner who just hangs out.
That sounds like a good idea. You should, once we develop time traveling technology, you should turn yourself white, because we'll have that technology by then. If we can go back in time, certainly we can at least give you a gentle pigmentation.
And we're back.
We had some really intense technical difficulties, and here's what happened. Michael and I were sharing some ultimate truths.
Yes.
Some powerful stuff that will shake up the world. Yes. But the people in the deep state won't let us share that truth. So we'll just have to talk about the David Fincher film, The Social Network.
Yes.
First of all, welcome and happy Manksgiving. Manksgiving lasts until Mank, and then I think that's it. I think after that, maybe
it's over.
Maybe it's over, or maybe we keep going. We're going to watch pretty much every Fincher movie, and we're going to rank them.
Yeah, he actually doesn't have that many, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's like 10 going on 11, right?
Yeah, you're like, okay, cool.
What are we going to watch next week? Let's talk about that later.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right now, we'll talk about the fact that we watched The Social Network.
We did watch The Social Network.
This is the movie that you don't give a shit about, Michael. I'm guessing.
Well, okay.
Based on your previous comments.
I saw it a long, long time ago. When did it come out? Like
2010. Nearly 10 years ago.
That's crazy to think about.
I think over 10 years ago now.
It's so weird because Facebook is just such a,
Yes.
It's melted into the common consciousness or whatever. You just think it's crazy. That's weird. That's so weird to think about. But I haven't had one in a very long time, actually. Uh-oh.
You haven't had a Facebook or a movie?
A Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though I guess I own Instagram, so technically it's basically the same.
It's basically the same, but I think there is slightly less weird propaganda on Instagram, right?
Seems like it, but
I don't know. I don't follow the right people to know about the propaganda. That's one of my problems. It's like I see these things where it's like, hey, did you know that Facebook essentially ruined the world? They like nearly killed us all.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, that sounds bad. But I have no evidence for that. I just see other people tell me that it's true.
Exactly.
Maybe I'm a fool.
You never know.
You never know.
I saw a great meme that was like pop quiz on all of the little infographic posts you've seen this year.
Oh, yes.
I was like, that's pretty good because everyone's just like, repost, but they read it once. They don't really even know anything. But that's fine. And,
yes. I have to ask?
Yes.
Because I had an experience with this movie where the first time I saw it, I thought, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, holy shit. But now when I watch it, I go, holy shit. Because it is powerful to me now.
Oh, wow.
I find it powerful. Like, oh, shit. This is something special.
Damn.
I did you have any change in your reaction to this feature film, The Social Network?
There were some changes. I was
Yeah?
like, okay,
For
I
the
like
worse?
no for the better. I like
Okay.
some things. I think the overall vibe of the movie
Yeah.
still isn't. I don't really like. There's like one scene that's like the present, and then everything else is just like the past, and we keep going back and forth. That's not my favorite type of
Oh,
movie.
okay.
It feels like almost like you're trapped or something. Like, okay, we know they're in a room still.
We're leading towards it's Inception. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Inception, but with actual time instead of dreams.
Yeah, less tops. There weren't as many spinning tops.
Almost no tops in the
Yeah.
whole movie, I think.
Yeah.
Less fake kids.
Yeah, less fake kids.
Or
No.
were they real?
They were real.
They were real but dead.
They're really dead.
Wait, is he dead? Who's dead in Inception?
His wife.
His wife is
I
dead.
think
Yes.
she's the only dead one.
Did she kill their kids?
No.
No, that's the other one.
Yeah,
that's
that's
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island. There's too
Spoiler
many
alert.
movies.
Spoiler alert. Ooh, I gotta move that spoiler alert back. It's too late. If you haven't seen Shutter Island, it's not important that you know the spoiler.
Yeah.
Because like halfway through, you're like, I think I know what's happening, and then when it happens, you're like, oh, cool.
That's what I thought it was.
It's not essential to know that it is about to be spoiled or not know. It's just a good movie either way. You just have a kind of good time. You know, you have a fine time.
You know what's filled
yes, go
with
ahead.
spoilers, Sean?
Yes.
Life.
The Social Network? Oh, yes.
Yeah. Which is part of life now. Part of my life.
Wow. It's part of all of our lives because it nearly ruined them.
Yes. And
it brought us Donald Trump. It may still ruin them.
I think it's
because I'm guessing that there is probably tons of like vaccine propaganda spreading around right now, and they're like, well, the Pfizer vaccine. What they're trying to do with the Pfizer vaccine is Bill Gates is trying to put goo. He's got a special goo in there that makes all guns melt. So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get into our skin and make our guns melt. And we need hard guns.
And by the way, we don't have any political affiliations on this one.
No. I mean, we voted. Yeah. We both voted for Trump. But as a goof.
Simple. Yeah.
As a goof.
We were just playing.
Also, we both live in a place where it doesn't matter who you vote for. Yeah. We live in like one of the reddest states in all of America. So
and proud.
Yeah, we're proud. We're proud to live in a backwards place that's probably going to kill us by not mandating masks. We love it. Okay, so the Social Network. This is important. I'll do the plot.
Thank you, because I was like, I don't know.
I mean, if in a roundabout way, it's all cut up. Time switch, super duper time switch, crazy time switch. Oh, we're back in time. We're forward in time. Oh, they're in this court case and they're talking about this time, and then somehow we're in the other court. Like the main spaces we are in are in like 2003 or so. Mark Zuckerberg and his friend Eduardo are making Facebook. They are both in Harvard, and I mean, Mark is just a unbelievable dick.
Yeah, awful.
Just an awful shithead.
Robot,
rude.
Yeah.
But also, there's something interesting, and maybe a thing that I got in further viewings is like I find him sort of relatable as like a person who's like bad at many of the same things he's bad at, but not good at any of the things he's good at.
Yeah.
Like I will never be a billionaire, but like I'm like not great at talking to people.
Yeah.
So like I sort of get that thing, but also like the way he does it is like 211 or 55. Like he's all the way off the charts.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, I would not do this podcast with Mark Zuckerberg.
No.
He'd just be like, well, actually, it's interesting that you even think of things like that because that's stupid. Like everything he says.
Yes, he's very cruel. Yeah. And there's something funny about the fact that he's pretty cruel because he's like so much. I mean, it's part of it is like he is smarter than most of the people he's talking to, which is part of it. But also part of it is like he is like more argumentative in every moment of his life.
Yeah.
Just like someone will be like, what do you mean by that? And he'll be like, wait, what do you mean by what do I mean by like that kind of shit where you're just like, you heard what we were talking about. You're being obtuse. You're being deliberately annoying to piss me off. Obtuse.
Oh, okay, he loves pissing people off.
So he and his good friend Eduardo, played by Andrew
Garfield.
He loves lasagna. He doesn't like Mondays. Andrew Garfield. So they are building Facebook together.
Yes.
But they have potentially stolen it from two big guys
and a short guy.
The Winklevoss twins, and what is the other guy's name? His name is like Devendra or something, right?
Little
guy.
Little guy.
Divya Narendra. Sorry.
Whoa.
Divya Narendra. But it's weird. It's weird because okay.
That's a
the Winklevoss, the Winklefly, as they're called in this movie, are both played by Armie Hammer.
Yes.
Through technology. And okay, so I'm trying to explain it simply, and I'm not doing a great job.
It's very hard.
Michael, this is what happens. Mark Zuckerberg and his friend, they build Facebook, but they have sort of stolen it. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg essentially stole the idea. He was like sitting in them and they were talking about their idea, and he was like, I have a slightly different idea. And that's all that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, he could say that he didn't steal it, but he was just like, okay, I like the basis of that idea. What if I steal it and make it better? That's all he did. I mean, it's fine. He got away with it. He probably gave them each $100 million or something, and they went, we're done with that. So, and also, it follows us back and forth through the history of Facebook, essentially. It is, they're developing it. It starts in Harvard. It goes to different places. It goes to California, where Napster creator, played by Justin Timberlake, Shawn
Mendes,
Puffy Combs, Sean, what is his fucking name?
Parrot?
Yes, I actually did develop Napster.
Yeah.
I'm having, if you're watching or listening and being very annoyed with me, this is the problem. IMDb has the characters in this listed so strangely.
Yeah.
I think it's by order of appearance, because like Justin Timberlake, who plays Sean Parker, is down like 15 or 20 down. Why is he so far down?
Sean Parker.
Justin Timberlake is Sean Parker. He created Napster. He's kind of insane, but he's kind of a genius.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I got this idea for Facebook. Let's make it bigger. And he helps them make it bigger, but also he's kind of a pillhead, and he maybe hangs around with young girls.
Yeah.
He's doing lots of iffy stuff, even though, I mean, I think he was like 20 then, so it's not like he was hanging out with 14-year-olds. He was hanging out with like 19-year-olds, and he was like 25. But who cares?
Disgusting.
And he kind of fucks everything up, basically. He and Mark become friends. Mark trusts him because he's like a previous insane kind of weirdo, just like Mark is. And they fuck Eduardo over big time. What?
I thought you were stopping it, and they fuck.
And they have Sean Parker. This is one of the outtakes that I have on my special edition Blu-ray, where Sean Parker and Mark Zuckerberg are sucking and fucking.
Zucking
and zucking.
Park it over here, Sean, so I can zuck.
Hey, park it in the trunk. Park it in my
area.
Yes, park it in my butt area. Okay, so that's basically it. I mean, that's essentially what happens.
Yeah.
Then they go to a bunch of court. Then they go to court a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
Eduardo sues him. The Winklevoss twins sue him.
Yes.
Everybody's pissed off because he has fucked them over big time. And that's it. I mean, essentially what the movie is like going back and forth between a few court trials and the evolution of Facebook, and kind of learning that Mark Zuckerberg's the worst, but also brilliant.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's like just a horrible person you would never want to talk to. Just awful. But he's a genius.
But also owes a lot to everyone he fucked over. So it's like weird. Like I was thinking about, he would have never probably he would have never met the Winklevosses if he hadn't have used Eduardo's formula to make
his algorithm
Face Smash work. So like,
yeah,
it is kind of interesting. He kind of just like used up people, and then it was like, all right, I don't need you anymore.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
I mean, that's just the way he seems to be.
Yeah,
we don't like him.
But then still, at least the ending implies like he still has some weird like desires to be like a regular person because he misses that girl he treated like crap.
He was really mean to.
Yeah.
I mean, that is one of like the few comeuppances. Like most of his comeuppances are very mild because he's like, oh, I have to give you $10 million. I'll sign a check. I'm a billionaire. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
It's meaning. This $10 million that you're getting is meaningless to me.
Exactly.
But his only real comeuppance, other than just like a general malaise, like a general feeling like, despite the fact that he has billions, he has nothing.
Yeah.
Is like right at the beginning, where she's just like, hey, you know what? You're gonna for most of your life, you're gonna think that people don't like you or girls don't like you because you're a nerd, and that is not true. It is because you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Which is just, I mean,
I think that's pretty true.
We can talk shit about Sorkin a lot. Sorkin is very Sorkin-y, and this is pretty Sorkin-y. Yeah. It's very clever, super duper clever, boss, all the way clever times. But like the shit like that is like, okay, there's our thesis statement. You gave us a nice thesis statement, and it didn't seem like a thesis statement. It seemed like a woman reacting to an asshole, but it's like, okay, that is what the story is about. Essentially, it's like he thinks he's smarter than everybody, and to a certain extent he is, but also he's just a dickhead.
Yeah.
It's just a horrible dickhead.
Ultimately.
We must talk about most favoritist and least favoritist parts of this film. Our first thing to speak about is the beef lamb era of the picture. Yes. The very best part. I'm going to go first because I've got mine in the chamber ready to fire.
Okay. Fire away.
This is easy for me. Though I have a bunch of things I like about it that I will talk about. But first, most favorite Euro is there's a piece of music. The music is done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. And it's called Hand Covers Bruise. It's like the main theme. It plays 3 times. It's like a little piano bit.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. And there's like a kind of a jittery, grinding, weird discord underneath it. And there's these pretty piano notes. And I love it. I love it so much.
Yes.
And I find it, I think also the way it is placed is like really good because it sort of underscores that. I think one of the ways that this is slippery in the same way that Fight Club is slippery because it's like you kind of admire him.
Yeah.
Because he has accomplished so much, and you kind of feel sorry for him because like he's an asshole, but you kind of wonder how much of it is just like he only knows like 30 minutes after he's been an asshole that he's been an asshole.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute, I was an asshole.
Yeah.
And then he tries to apologize, and people are like, no, you already did a really bad thing. You cannot apologize anymore. And there is like some amount of like, oh boy, he's really fucking things up, and sometimes he doesn't even mean to.
Yeah.
So when they play that like, I find it moving. Like I think it's a beautiful piece of music, and also there's lots of stuff in the features. I love a good special feature where they talk about this. They talk about this bit of music, and they I guess when Fincher first heard it, he was like, oh shit, that's the theme. Like that's the one, we're gonna use that. And they decided to bring it back. So it's like right at the beginning, after he gets rejected, it plays, and you're like, oh boy, he fucked up. He's sad. And then they change it slightly, and there are different versions. There's like it comes back halfway through, and then it comes back right near the end where they're playing that music. And one thing they do is they just move the piano away from the microphone.
Whoa.
So like the discord, the vibrating, scary stuff moves up a little bit, and there's like a just a further distant bling, ba-ding,
Whoa.
it's just like farther away. They just literally moved the piano back, or I'm sure they probably just moved the mic back because it'd be stupid to move a piano. Pianos are much heavier than microphones.
Let's have wheels.
Yeah, I mean, I think most grand pianos have wheels.
You gotta have wheels.
You gotta have wheels in case you want to do like a Vanessa Carlton.
Yeah.
Just on the back of the truck. So that, Michael, is my like Euro. Because, I mean, I think in general, the music is probably my favorite thing, even though I love this most parts of this movie, because I think it is the thing that sells it in a way, because it is sort of thriller music.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it plays like a thriller because of the way the music works. And even though, like, it sort of is like an interpersonal thriller, there's a lot of cat and mouse. There's a lot of people getting fucked over. There's a lot of, like, shit that would happen in a gangster movie.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing gangster shit, but just, like, on a, kind of a interpersonal level. He's just being an asshole and fucking people over instead of shooting them in the back.
Yes,
he's stabbing in the back metaphorically instead of stabbing them in the back literally.
It's how Tech World does mob stuff.
Yes,
it's like a lot softer, but still
stealing.
Yeah,
still stealing so much, stealing much more than any monsters ever stolen. Way more.
And let's not even get started on information. Oh goodness, they got
all the information. Yes, they know about our
everything.
Parts. They know about all our parts.
Yeah.
Michael, I want you to talk about your most favorite part. I know it's gonna be painful for you, but just tell me about your favorite part.
It's gonna be so painful. I'm in pain constantly, so this is just.
Can I recommend? You should get some more exercise. Yeah. That's what people always tell me when I'm feeling very sad.
5 days a week. 5 days a week.
You know how your feet hurt all the time? Go pound those into some pavement.
Yeah, I can't do running. I do like elliptical, so I don't have any impact. None. Zero.
You go to the gym?
Well, we have one here, luckily, so it was kind of like home gym.
I'm so jealous. I want an elliptical.
I'll tell you. I will say, I do 5 days a week of workouts, and it is great, but it doesn't take away just, like, general, like, life pain. You feel good, like, I feel good today, but, you know, the world's still gonna crush you. But that's beside...
We're talking about good things.
Yeah, we're talking
about the Euro of life, not the low man of life.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought up the music because I like the music too. I was sitting there like, I like this music. It's making, the scenes and, everything like bearable. No, it's not bad, obviously. It's really well done. But I think I had I had some favorite lines and a favorite scene.
If we're talking favorite lines, I've got so many favorite lines. Okay. Come in right after your favorite lines.
Let's do a favorite lines segment after the low main. Let's change it.
Oh, that's smart.
New style.
That's really fucking smart. Oh my God, Michael, you're a genius. Tell us about
Mark
your Euro.
Zuckerberg.
I am Zuckerberg.
So my Euro of this movie is there's a scene where Sean Parker, like, it seems like he's just pretending. He's like, I was right across the street.
Yes.
Yeah, which didn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
It's really confusing. And he shows
me just hanging out across the street.
With this lady.
In all of California. Isn't it lucky that I happen to be in all of California right across the street from you?
What I find interesting is that, like, this guy is such, like, a clear, like, trying to play one over on you, like, a bit sleazy.
Yes.
And kind of dumb in a way.
Yeah.
But, which is so weird in this life. So many dumb people are, like, so successful, which I guess just whatever.
I mean, it's like, I think part of it is that he is maybe, by testing standards smart.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's just completely irresponsible.
There we go.
And also insane. Like, if this is an accurate portrait of the way these people are, he is very paranoid.
Yeah.
But also, he does things that a paranoid person should not do. Like, if you're in, like, your mid-20s and you're a paranoid person, don't go do coke with college people.
Yeah.
Just, like, it's a person.
Simple.
If you were just a regular person who's not paranoid, you probably shouldn't do that anyway. Yeah. But if you were paranoid, you shouldn't be doing coke because that would be bad. But also, you shouldn't be doing it with fucking like teens.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Bad idea.
If you're not here's a rule of thumb: if you're not a teen, probably don't hang out with teens.
Probably.
It seems pretty clear. But anyways, this scene.
Yes.
Besides all the weirdness.
Yes.
Mark Zuckerberg, I guess, is drunk already, and he's like, "You want a beer?" And he like throws him a beer. Yeah. And then he goes to throw the. At first, I was like, "How rude! He didn't give this lady one," and then he throws one at her, but she's not looking, so it just like shatters, and she's like, "Oh!" And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he just throws another one like. And I just love that. I was like, "That's just a good bit for any."
It's a really good bit.
Yeah.
It's also set up by the fact that like. He clearly throws it a little bit too hard to Sean Parker because like Sean Parker catches it and like seems like slightly in pain because he's like, "Oh fuck," and then he tosses it and it smashes against the wall. And then the second beer is super weird because he throws it like at camera, and it explodes at camera somehow. Like the camera is the wall itself or something.
It was weird, but
I didn't even know how they physically made that happen. Was there just like a piece of plexiglass that they broke it on?
There's like a wall. I think maybe there's like a, whatever that's called, where there's like a hole in the kitchen where you can look out.
Oh, yes.
Side
maybe
wall.
That's what it was.
But I like that scene. That was funny to me.
Michael,
I laughed. Yes.
Great choice.
Thank you.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. But it can't all be positive.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about other positive things, but it can't all be positive. And I'm going to go ahead and go with my low man.
Wow, we did it.
We're into it. I love this movie, so I will not say very much negative about it. Okay. But in general, in retrospect, it doesn't seem like it's quite enough. Like, just because
that's a good point.
Like, since I don't know, 2010 when this came out, Facebook has done so much evil shit.
Yeah.
Just like insane evil shit. Like, they're indirectly responsible for anything bad that has happened since then.
Candy Crush?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes directly responsible with Candy Crush. So, like, watching the movie now, even though I love it, and I think it is a very accurate portrayal of the way we thought about him then.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's even a little bit more scathing than we thought about him then.
True.
Because then we were like, "Oh, Facebook, this is harmless.
Yeah,
this couldn't imperil democracy itself."
Yeah.
But yeah, watching it now, it feels like, well, he's like evil.
Yeah,
he's just an evil person, and
yeah.
I mean, I guess since it is depicting like, well, the first 5 or 6 years of Facebook. And those were times when it was a little more carefree, despite like the amount of millions and billions being, stolen.
Yeah.
It was just like kind of a fun, silly thing where he also screwed over his best friend.
Yeah.
So you do get a sense of like, okay, this guy just has no moral compass at all.
Yeah.
Like, he is willing to screw over the only person who tried to help him when this all began. The only person who was like checking in on him, trying to make sure he was okay. And then he just went, "Well, I have gotten everything out of you that I can get out of you.
Goodbye.
And thus you do not matter to me anymore."
But then they were like, I don't know, it was so weird because there seemed like maybe he did still care about him, where he's like, there's like a phone call where he's like, "You gotta get down, like, I need you to be down here."
Yes.
Like, where it did seem like genuine, and of course it's probably acted up, so who knows how that really went.
Who knows how it really went.
So it was just weird. I was like, is he just such a sociopath that he just doesn't care? Like, he just will play whatever.
I mean, I think
don't know.
maybe he cares a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he seems, at least in this portrayal, so single-minded.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, the thing that matters is getting to this point of power. Like, especially once he gets under the hold of Sean Parker, who's like, you're gonna print up these cards and say, I'm the CEO, bitch. And for some reason he likes that.
It's so weird.
Like, once you see him like that, you're like, oh boy, this is bad.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's so weird that someone like that is able to get one over. Like, it's just weird because it feels like everyone else, Mark Zuckerberg, just like writes off and like, oh, I know more than you. But this guy, for some reason, he's like, you are so cool. Teach me.
Amazing. Yeah. Teach me all of your secrets.
It's so
about doing drugs and then getting caught by the police. Yeah. How do you do it?
How? Did he get kicked out of the company ever? Or is, I don't know.
I think Sean Parker got kicked out eventually.
Okay. Because I was like, that's got to catch up at some point.
I think they sort of did the same thing that they did to Eduardo to Sean Parker.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That was cruel. I was like, jeez,
it's awful. And I mean, that's one of the things that makes this work for me is that I think Andrew Garfield's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, he did a great job.
And also he is this kind of, even though he is a rich kid who comes from like great wealth, he is kind of the everyman, as much as there can be an everyman in this movie of like billionaires. But he is like the person with feelings and the person who is like thinking and feeling.
Yeah.
He does both. And so like he's just like, okay, well, this is my best friend.
Oh.
I shouldn't have any like thought that maybe he would try to screw me out of every penny.
Yeah.
But in fact, he did.
But he gets some money in the end, which is nice.
I wonder how much he settled for.
Oh yeah, they say it's not disclosed, but that I'm sure, hopefully, a decent amount.
I mean, I think also for most of the people involved, the money is not the thing. The thing is just like to get in a room and say, "Hey, these are all the shitty things that Mark Zuckerberg did to me." And I want a little bit of money so I can get like my third vacation home.
Yeah.
But Mark Zuckerberg's an asshole. I think essentially the point of the trial of each like court case.
Maybe that is my low main, is just that I find this movie 0% relatable. I don't know if it's because of the like, we're all Harvard rich people. We don't think about money. Like never. Mark Zuckerberg, he feels like he doesn't live in the real world like once ever in this movie. He's just like, you cut off the money you were giving us? Like, it's like, he just expects like, oh, money will be mine and take care of me. Like, it's just like, what? I just can't, my brain can't like comprehend. And even from the beginning with like the face smash thing, just is like this kind of gross, cruel thing to do. But of course was big because it plays on some deep-seated stuff within us. So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't relate. It sucks because rich people are still people, but I just like I just can't engage almost because I'm just like, I don't know what that's. I don't really want to know what that's like. It seems like you don't care about anybody. So I don't like the scene where the lawyer guy's like, do I have your attention? And Mark Zuckerberg's like, no. And he's like, do I deserve it? And then he goes on that long thing just to say, no, you don't deserve it. Like, it's just, I don't know. And I'm sure that lawyer's rich too, so what about...
Oh, yeah, that lawyer's rich. Everybody in the whole movie, I think,
is rich.
Maybe Rashida Jones, maybe her character, because she's like a starting partner or something, doesn't have
so much.
$1 million yet.
But she will.
You definitely will. Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe I have a slightly different response to it just because he's kind of deliciously evil in some ways. Like he's like such an asshole. Like especially in that moment, but there are a lot of moments like that where he is just like there's something likable about his command of these kinds of situations for me, even though I hate him.
Yeah.
I definitely hate him. But there's something where he's like, he's talking to this lawyer and he's like, hey, I'm being sued by a bunch of people. I don't want to be here. And that's as much of my attention as you will get is like the tiniest amount. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
There's something cool about him being like, I don't care about this shit.
I mean, if you're that detached and have that much money, I probably wouldn't either. That's the thing. At least when you're poor, you like have to care about stuff because otherwise you'll just die.
Yeah.
So at least there's that. When you're rich, you don't. Why would you care about anyone? Because you just can do whatever all the time.
It seems really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been super poor, and I've never been rich. Being rich seems like a lot better to me. just in general. I don't want to generalize, but
if you can somehow do it in a way that is not this way, I feel like great. Or do something good with it. I don't know. Facebook doesn't seem to have done anything great with it.
I think it's tough because I think he is individually doing good things.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they outweigh the bad things.
True.
It's like, well, okay, so you're like sending money to Africa, which is good. That's good. You should send money to Africa because he got like $10 billion or something insane.
Probably.
But
that's wild.
What about all the other stuff?
Yeah.
What about all the other stuff he did, Zuck? Hey, Zucky. What about all the other stuff?
Hello,
and what about
Zucky.
like all the current stuff that you're not doing anything about? You're just kind of like, well, you know.
Oh goodness.
We've been really working on the algorithms to try to see if you know, we could get rid of, you know, things where, you know, public officials are threatened, but we don't really know how. It's so confusing.
Yeah.
I mean, we can flag any post in like 1 second, but the stuff where, you know, people are being threatened, we don't know how to.
We could.
It's really confusing. Did we get all of our low mains out?
I think so. I think my low main is to me, unrelatability.
Sure.
It just it doesn't captivate me. I think it's really well done, but I just wasn't, I don't know, it didn't engage me that much. But the music, I love the music, so I'll listen to the soundtrack, but I probably won't watch it again.
Michael, I have to say.
Yes. Oh.
I can see where you're coming from. Oh. Please, Michael, go ahead.
Well, I'm glad you can. I was just going to say, actually, I did think of something else I liked, but.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say the Andrew Garfield, like, big scene where he realizes he's being screwed. Yeah. That scene is so well done.
Yes, where he, like, smashes the laptop and stuff.
That's the most satisfying. He's coding or whatever.
Oh, yes.
It just smashes
where he, like, gets into Sean Parker's face and he does, like, kind of those head moves.
Oh, yeah.
And Sean Parker's scared and you're like, yes.
Oh, that's very much like a mirror of the beginning where it's like people aren't, like, they don't hate you because you're a nerd. They hate you because you're an asshole. That's kind of like mirrored with the line where he's like, I like standing next to you because it makes me feel, it makes me seem so tough or something.
Yes.
I think there is something to like really powerful people also being like deeply frail or something. It's kind of interesting. But so I like those types of things.
Yes. Now, I briefly tried to say it, but I think I had a very similar experience to you the first time I saw this.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what has happened. I don't know what changed. Sometimes I have no idea what the fuck changed. But
you're too rich now.
That's what happened. I inherited $50 billion, and I still live in this kind of shitty apartment. But it's to keep me humble.
Yes.
And I'm really humble. I'm super humble. Scared all the time. That's how humble I am. Just like a real person, just really scared.
Yeah.
But something from the first time watching it, which was kind of like, oh, this is fine. Like, I literally had this is fine thing.
Yeah.
And then watching it again and just like, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like a 2001 Stargate experience of just watching The Social Network and being like, oh, fuck, the colors. But there's not even that many colors, but just like green. The color of the gray.
Yeah.
The taupe and the gray. Okay, notes. Let's talk about some of these great lines.
Oh yes. What do we call this? We have the gyro, the lo mein,
This is the lineup.
The lineup.
And this has nothing to do with food. What are
no,
other?
Yeah. What? Oh, line. We are waiting in our favorite lines.
We're waiting in our favorite lines.
That's it.
That's perfect. Put a little reverb on it and it works.
Lines.
Waiting in our favorite lines. Okay. Actually, before we get into lines,
okay,
we're not in lines yet, because I have to tell you about one of my favorite things that's not a line.
Oh dang!
They go to Caribbean night at the Jewish fraternity, which is great. Yeah. And the Caribbean night at the Jewish fraternity, this is obviously a pretty wealthy fraternity because they have a DJ, and playing along with the DJ is a live steel drum player, which can't be real. That could not have happened in a real life situation where like there's an improvising steel drum player with a DJ, but just that bit of business is so good. I just love steel drum with a DJ.
Quick side note, I don't know why, like maybe the Caribbean night theme. I thought you were gonna say a live shark for like a split second.
It's a live shark.
What? I missed that scene. But no, that was wild.
Past that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait. Are we still on scenes?
Oh yes, do a scene.
Because I have a.
Do a scene, Michael. I thought you despised this movie.
Well,
you sure are saying a lot of nice things about it for someone who despises it.
This has nothing to do with the movie's intention.
Okay.
I just perceived it this way. Okay, there's a part where the lady lawyer on Andrew Garfield's side, Eduardo, she says she says sigh as in the other lawyer's name. But I thought she was responding like sigh. I laughed because it caught me off guard. But that's all.
That'd be great if she did say that. Sigh. Garfield. I hate Mondays.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some great lines.
Yes.
I'm gonna drop a great line. You can drop a great line if you want.
Drop a motherfucker.
This is in the very first scene. He's getting dumped, and she says, "We should just be friends." And he's like, "I don't want to be friends." And she's like, "I was just being polite. I have no intention of being friends with you." It's just so good.
That's amazing.
It's so good. And it wouldn't work for the way the structure works, but I almost want like some of that defeat to be later. I mean, I guess the echoes of that defeat are in him refreshing constantly on Facebook to try to make a friend request with her, but like, there is something about him just getting his ass handed to him in a way that, other than like Eduardo breaking his laptop, doesn't really happen to him. He like mostly just succeeds no matter what.
There's the middle scene where he sees her at the restaurant, and that part's pretty good too.
Yeah,
just kind of rips him apart in front of
everybody. Have fun with your video game.
Yeah, that was great. But I also do love like she's using the thing he created, but like won't like. Acknowledge him is kind of interesting.
It's so good that she's just off somewhere living her life. Yeah. She's just got a regular life, just probably a great life. She seems really smart, and she's just like, why the fuck in a million years would I accept your friend request? Yeah. How delusional are you that you think that I would want to see what's going on in your life, or have you see what's going on in my life? Well, you're fucking delusional.
It kind of makes it. That's the only time I really felt like a little bit empathetic towards him, because I was just like, oh, it is this weird thing. You kind of mentioned it earlier, where you have like everything, but you like actually have nothing. Because you're just like kind of empty after all the things.
Yes.
So it is,
especially after he's been in all those cases where people are like, hey, remember when we came to you and we were like, hey, please help, we'll give you some money to help us. Yeah. And you just like stole our idea. And then his best friend's like, hey, remember when I like gave you $14,000? $18,000. Crazy. And you like went to a California and hung out in the pool and developed this thing. And then you like fucked me over. And he just has to sit there and eat shit. I mean, it's good.
Yeah. It is good.
Tell me your lines, Michael.
Okay, I had a couple. I liked
like two more.
Okay, I have um two more as well.
Okay, good. Okay,
I
I have
like.
three more. I got
Uh,
seven.
oh, I have. Okay, okay. The part where the Winklevosses are like they're basically complaining to the head of Harvard or whatever, like
Yes.
he broke the rules.
Yes.
And then there's a part where he says something to them, and they go, "What you said makes no sense to me." And he goes, "I'm devastated." I thought that was funny. I like that. That's
He
good.
is
Oh,
very rude to them,
yeah.
and he's like the president of Harvard,
Yeah.
and he's just completely just talks down to them so
Yeah.
so savagely. He's like
Yeah.
really rude to them. In the same scene a little earlier,
Uh huh.
one of my favorite things in the movie, they're sitting with the secretary before they meet with the president, and she says, "This building's 100 years older than the country it's in, so do be careful." And one of the Winklevoss just goes, "We're sitting in chairs."
Yeah.
What could we possibly do to this building?
That's a
We're
great.
sitting in chairs. Really good.
That's a great line. I like earlier when what is they're like thinking of going to just beat the shit out of Mark Zuckerberg,
Yes, I
which
have this line too.
I'm amazed that this never happened. Well, I don't know. Well, we'll see.
You have a different line.
Well, he just goes, "I'm 6'5", 220, and there's two of me." Yeah, that was
Yes,
kind of funny.
I have that exact line.
I do wonder, do twins think of it like that? Like, oh, there's two of me.
There's two of me.
That's interesting. I never
I
think about
have
it.
no clue.
As a
I
twin, I don't think about it that way, but
talk for like 30 seconds because I'm gonna
okay.
look up the name of the other Winklevoss.
I'm also not a twin. I just was saying that just as a little twist. There's
What is
no,
his
I'm not
name?
really. Oh, I also like the part where the guy. This is more of a scene. We're breaking out of the lines for a second.
Oh no.
Where Bill Gates is doing like the talk, and that
Yes.
guy's like, I feel like when he said the next Bill Gates is in this room, he
Yes.
meant you.
He looked at you.
I came in late. I don't even know who the speaker was, but it's Bill Gates.
It's
like
Bill
that.
Gates.
It's so funny.
Really good.
Do you think that
Okay.
was really Bill Gates or just a impersonator?
It was a really good impersonator.
Okay, I thought
It sounds just like him. It looks just like him.
he almost sounded
But-
like Kermit.
Yeah, I
me.
mean that's kind of what he sounds like.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
Okay. It must be noted
Mm-hmm.
that Army Hammer
Okay.
plays both Winklevoss twins.
Wow.
But in the real world, there was another guy, this poor guy Josh Pence, who played the other Winklevoss.
Whoa.
And they just like pasted Army Hammer over his
Are
head.
you serious?
Yes.
Wait, did
now
they?
he knew before
Okay,
they were
okay.
shooting.
I was like, jeez.
I don't know how far before they were shooting he knew,
Mhm.
but at some point he knew.
Wow.
And I have to say, just like big ups to him. That
Yeah.
poor bastard.
Yeah.
Just it must suck to be like, oh, this is the guy who directed Seven and Fight Club. I'm gonna get to be in his movie. This is so exciting. I'm like one of the main characters.
Yeah.
And then at some point they go, okay, this is the thing, Josh. We like Army Hammer so much, we want to spend a lot more money to paste his face over your face.
That's crazy.
That's how much we don't want you to be on screen. You're doing a great job, but we want to spend like, I don't know, $2 million
wow.
to paste his face over yours.
That is so insane.
Did
that
must
guy?
be awful.
Does he look like Armin Hammer? What's his name? Armin?
I mean, he's like another tall, handsome dude. It would have been fine if he was the guy.
I guess.
Maybe.
Who knows? I want to see that cut, please.
Yes, let's see the Josh Pence cut.
Josh Pence.
Josh Pence, we love you. Big ups. We're sorry that they did this to you. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Two more things that I need you to say.
Please.
Wait, is that it? No.
Yeah.
One final thing.
Whoa, I have one more line that I like.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, let me do mine, and then you can do yours, and then we can do final thoughts, and then we'll wail.
Yes.
Okay. There's another part right after Face Smash. He is in class. Zuck is in class,
Zuck.
and a note gets kind of laboriously passed back to him. It goes through like 4 or 5 people from this kind of indie-looking young lady, and it gets to him. He he opens it up, and it just says "you dick."
Yeah.
But with a U, like
You
not
dick.
Y-O-U. Just says the letter U,
You
dick.
Yeah.
And it's just everything about it is good, but like the fact that it is just a U is like really, really solid.
She didn't even have time to write you.
And it ruins his day.
Yeah.
Which is also good.
That's what's so.
No, go ahead.
It's just wild. He'll do these like really deeply hurting things, but he gets hurt so easily. It's interesting.
He gets I mean, I think this is a common thing.
Yeah.
Among people I know who are insane or vile. It's just like they don't know that they are for the most part.
Yeah.
They do crazy things, but like they can't handle it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird.
Like, just if you're like wandering around, like getting pissed off about things, and you're listening, just realize that like you're probably pissing other people off by getting pissed off.
Yeah.
So
probably.
Just like chill out, everybody. I know how you feel.
Yeah.
But just chill out. Be nice to people. Hey, let's chill. Let's
let
vibe.
that
let's
shit
nice.
Go, baby.
What else did you have to say, Michael? Tell me more.
Final line that I liked was, "I don't torture chickens." That was almost my hero, because I was like, that's just you never would think that line would happen.
No. and he delivers it like with a touch of pathos. Like he clearly is like almost on the verge of tears in that moment, because he's like, what the fuck kind of weird bullshit are you pulling out of my past that both Mark and I thought was a funny thing to laugh about?
Yeah.
And now you're trying to fucking fuck me over with some weird story that was in the school newspaper? Is that what you're trying to do? Yeah. I don't torture chickens.
I don't.
Really good.
It's
really
great.
Good stuff.
And I always forget how good of an actor he is. I think I think of Spider-Man first, and then I go, oh wait, he actually is.
Oh wait, he's good.
Yeah.
Under the Silver Lake is fucking weird as hell. He's good in it.
I wanted to see that. Never saw it.
It's super fucking weird. It's like Jodorowsky noir almost. Whoa. It's like super weird, but also film noir. It's good.
At the end, do they go, "This is all just a movie"?
Hey, camera pull back.
That's my favorite moment in all. I don't like that movie. That's the only part I like. People always go, "What?" Movie, I was like, "This is it, baby."
It is really good. It's good.
I love it.
You don't like the tall toilet better than that?
Ugh, not really.
There's like a really tall toilet in Holy Mountain.
I blocked a bunch of that out. But
you blocked out the tall toilet?
I don't. I just think sometimes people get a little crazy because they're like, "I'm making a movie."
This is a psychedelic. I'm pretty weird. I come from Spain or something. Is that a good Spanish accent?
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, I'm coming from Spain.
Or something.
I'm a Spanish director. Alejandro Jodorowsky. Jojo Rowski. Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rowski.
Oh, I like that one.
Michael?
Yeah.
This is the time when we must rank this film.
Oh, wow.
In our Fincher pantheon.
Dang.
It may move around, but my tentative ranking is 2.
Whoa.
That's my tentative ranking. I got Fight Club around 9 or 10, maybe 8. It might move up to 8 depending on other movies we watch. But right now I have Social Network at 2.
Wow. I've seen a few of his movies, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't really remember. I've seen The Game, oddly enough.
Ooh.
And I think I liked it as a kid. Okay, whatever. I'll say this is a 4.
Oh.
And Fight Club is 3.
Whoa. Okay, cool.
Well, I still liked Fight Club. I don't know. Something about it just made me nostalgic.
I like Fight Club a lot.
I was like, this is
that's
fun.
how much I like Fincher, is that Fight Club, which I like a whole lot, can be pretty low.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, I don't know. I think I was waiting this whole movie for when he starts making a Fight Club, but he just makes Facebook. And I was like, There's no Project Mayhem?
Hey, Mark, have you considered maybe fighting?
Yeah, I want to see him join the fight club.
They're just really skinny boys.
Yeah.
Wrestling it out.
Wrestling it out.
I mean, he kind of created a Project Mayhem. It's not that it's not really that much different.
Whoa.
It's kind of the same exact story, but with no fighting.
That's crazy. No fighting.
Michael?
Yes, sir.
We're getting to the really difficult part.
Oh.
What should we watch for next week?
Oh my gosh. What are our options? Read them to me and read them to me.
I'm going to read them to you right now. Fincher.
Oh, I will mention.
I'm researching David Fincher right now.
There's one last thing that bothered me in this movie. That I just
Lay it on me.
I get what they were trying to do. They're trying to show the frustration of the Winklevosses.
Yes.
Whatever. And I kind of liked how they were doing the sound. It was like kind of glitchy of that.
Yes.
That dun, 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 dun. I just didn't like. I don't know. That scene just didn't work for me. It felt goofy and like.
Oh, you mean the?
Yeah, with the rowing and it just.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of didn't work for me. It was like.
Okay.
I also noted such a white movie, but accurate.
Yes. Yeah, I mean it's really white, but all those people were just
sense.
white or Jewish.
Yeah.
Or both.
Or both.
Okay. These are your choices. From the top.
Okay.
Alien 3.
Drop. Oh wow.
7.
Alien 3, Alien 7?
Yes. The Game.
The Game. Whoa.
Panic Room.
Panic Room.
That's the one you want to watch?
I actually love Panic Room.
Let's watch Panic Room.
At least from my memory.
I will say, as a big Panic Room fan, you will continue to love it because it kicks ass.
Yes.
It's fucking awesome. And also, we tortured you this week and made you watch a movie that you don't like. So you should be
euphoric,
rewarded.
Yeah.
With Panic Room, which we will watch next week. And if you're listening or watching right now, there's really nothing we love more than a nice review.
Yes, please.
You just write us a review. You give us 5 stars. You say, "Oh man, I just had a great time. I love when they talk about movies."
Yeah.
I like when they talk about, different films that they've watched. The basic concept of the podcast. I like that.
Yeah.
So write that in a little box.
Yeah.
And tell the world that you love us.
Yes. Put it on your Facebooks.
Okay. Yeah, you can put it on your Facebook. I mean, it's evil, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have a purpose. There are plenty of evil things that have a purpose. I mean, the nuclear bomb is evil, but also we need it. We need it. I don't know why. We just need hundreds of them to just be sitting in the ground, ready to kill at any moment. Yeah. So, because of the nuclear bombs, go to Twitter, follow us at Food Courtcast. Go to Instagram, follow us, Food Court Movie Podcast. And you know what? This is gonna sound like a lot, but I want to thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, thanks.
There have been like a few different people this week who have said like, "Hey, I've been really enjoying the show.
Oh, shoot.
It's like keeping me happy and sane during these dark times."
We are making people happy?
I know it sounds stupid to me, but I support them. Yeah. If that is working out, that's great.
That's awesome.
So that if you enjoy this show, or even if you hate it, thank you so much for listening. Yeah, because that's why we do it. We just do it because we like
it's fun.
You listening,
and
we don't even like talking to each other.
No,
I don't like Michael as a person. I don't like the way he looks.
Yeah, skin wise, yes. Not cutting it for me.
I'm a little too light for Michael, and
I'm a little bit too light for me. Yeah.
I like much darker people than Michael.
Yeah, I said Black Lives. not whatever vague. I don't know about you.
That'd be like it would have to be a white lady, because like only a white lady would do that thing. Yeah. But like it's like a white lady. She's at the Black Lives Matter protest, and she like walks up to like a mixed person. She's like, I'm sorry to bother you, but she like points at the flag. Black. Sorry, but Black Lives Matter.
Black. Yeah. Oh, back in my days of Facebook, I remember being schooled by a white lady on how blah blah blah. I was like, yes, thank you. Please tell me how
Tell me more about Black
Tell me
Lives,
how
please.
hard you've got it. Anyways, well, we have some good news. Chad Ryden said in all caps, "I enjoy this show."
Thank
and
you,
then
Chad.
Joyo503 said, "One of my fave pods. One of, so not their favorite,
Not the favorite, but still.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, there's so many podcasts.
It's true.
And some of them are admittedly better than this.
Yes, there are many better.
I mean, there's lots that like put time into it.
Yeah, we don't at all, except for like figuring out this live stream for 5 years, which it's still iffy. But Josh from Tennessee said, "Y'all good AF," which I don't know what AF means, but I accept it.
Thank you. Also, fornication.
A Facebook. Y'all good at Facebook.
You're as good as Facebook.
Yeah.
We are as good as Facebook. Thank you so much, Joshua from Tennessee. Michael,
yes.
Once again, thank you so much for being on the show and for all that you do to make it so great. On behalf of Michael and on behalf of myself, I would like to say, bon appetit.
Bye-bye.